Hi guys, welcome back. So last time we created Ella's eye with the color override and cutter. So I'm gonna show you how to create the mouth. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so last time I showed you how to create two different type of build, but I'm gonna keep the one I like and get rid of this one altogether. Okay, so we have the eye right there. Let's name that one eye 1. Okay. Oh, and so mouth. I'll create a new drawing. Let's see. I'm about to show you how to create mouth using all the fancy cutter and color override, but and that actually takes time to set up. But if you're doing like really simple animation that doesn't require kind of, I don't know, like more sophisticated type of animation, then what you can probably do is just let's create just create like one drawing here, right? Per mouth shape, and that's totally viable. And yeah, but that's not what you're here to see. So let's get started. So if you don't already know, each drawing has 4 different layers within the drawing. So down here, right at the bottom of the camera window, we have overlay art, line art, color art, underlay art, and those are the 4 that you can work with. And what we're gonna do is what do we want? Yeah, so like these names don't mean anything, but like, I suppose it's just there to identify. So like obviously overlay art will be at the very top, line art second, color art third, underlay art at the very bottom. So let's see, what do I want? How do I want to set this up? So I'm gonna break it into 4 parts. It will depend on the design of the character, but the parts that we're gonna work with, let's see. I think this is, so at the very top we're gonna work with this type of shape, you know, like her mouth here. So that will be in the very top, and the second one we'll work with her teeth, and the third one we'll work with the bottom teeth, and then the last one will be her tongue. So it will be like separated into, come on, like that, and like that. I think, yeah. Sorry, I was getting a little bit confused, but yep, now I know what we need to do exactly. So let's get started. I'm just gonna go to overlay art on the very topmost one. Let's see, lips trace. Let's go to that one. Maybe if I want the shape to be perfect, I want to use pencil tool. But alright. Yeah, I think if you're actually building a proper build, then probably want to go with the pencil tool with the even thickness. Alright, we'll do that here. Let's not cut corners. I've never been officially a builder. So the drawings may look a little bit rusty. Like, let's see. Oh. I don't know, maybe that's good enough. I'm gonna change that to brush. But it's a little bit, you know, the line thickness is not very great. But it's something you won't really notice from far away. Okay, that's that. I want that fat lip on the outside. I'm gonna adjust that a little bit too. Fill it. Okay, let's keep that for now. I'm gonna flatten it just so we have a nice clean shape. And also we're gonna fill the thing with inside mouth color here. Okay, next we'll go to the next layer, line art layer. Teeth. Simple. Maybe move it up a tad. Next, bottom teeth. I'm gonna draw the bottom teeth below her mouth, so that it will only show under one of those extreme mouth shapes, which is like really opening wide. It all depends what your design is. Some you know, some characters don't even have teeth altogether, or like some only have the top teeth. So lastly, the last layer. Yes. Okay. We'll create tongue and fill it with tongue color. And what we get is this mix mash of this mess, right? And it's all in one drawing. You can't select separate things, and it's like, oh, what's going on? Well, I'll tell you, or I'll tell you how to fix it, how to build it, at least. Let's see. Okay. So right now everything's under this one drawing. Let's get rid of that. But what we want, I'm gonna copy and paste this composite. What we want is 4 different drawings. But the reason that why I'm not creating 4 different drawing layers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, then it gets really messy, and when an animator wants to change something, then they'll have to go into 4 different drawings, and that takes 4 times as much as what we're doing here. So if we work with only one drawing with the different parts within the within it, we can do this. So I'm gonna copy, select this copy, and then just do regular paste. If I do regular paste, then it'll create like the clones of each other, and if I make a change to one thing, it will apply to all four. But if I do, for example, create special, Control B will give you this window, and you know, there are things like you can do is like always create drawings, and then here create new columns. If I check that on, and this one will work independently from what was originally copied from. You want to do this most of the time, or no, not really. There's different ways you can use it. But for our purposes, you do regular copy and create 4 clones. Okay. Now let's select the first one and go into layer properties. And under drawings tab, we have something called vector options. And right now, by default, all drawings you create will have all 4 of these things checked off. Read overlay, read line art, read color art, read underlay. So these correspond to the 4 layers within that drawing we just looked at. So this first one, I want to call it upper teeth. And the upper teeth was on line art, so I'm gonna check off everything except that one. Right? There you go. Right now we can't select or remove it because I didn't apply any peg to it. Next. Second one, bottom teeth. Bottom bottom teeth. And there we go. Next one. Oh, let's also at the same time make sure it's set to apply embed pivot on. Actually, I'm not sure about this. Just leave it at embed pivot on drawing layer. For that, no. Let's change to parent peg for now. And this one is tongue. Yeah, like playing with the option, you know, that's how I learned. So this is not very official. Let's see, tongue was on the last layer. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and change all that and apply the pivot option to apply embed pivots on parent peg. And lastly, we have, let's call this lips. Ta-da! It'll be more evident if I put, so I'm gonna just select the first one, shift select the last one, and you know, hit the add peg button. Ta-da! And this is what we get. Beautiful. What a mess. So we have 4 separate drawings, but it's all one element. So let's say if you want to change the mouth shape, you know, like all you have to do is like draw something here and then go to the next layer, and then go to the next layer and change it that way, instead of, you know, 4 different elements, which is huge waste of time. So let's see, yeah, so let's go ahead. Actually, I'm not sure about this. Does that work? No. Yeah, just because it's all in one element. Let me check. Let's see. That. Okay, so remember how we checked on the apply mid peg on parent peg? It wasn't necessary because we would have to set 4 different peg for 4 different part of our mouth. So for that, we don't want our peg to follow the pivot of the drawing element here. So lips, I want that pivot to be somewhere here. Teeth and bottom, top teeth on top, and tongue to be here. Actually, for the lip, I want it on the top, because when you're opening your mouth, you know, it's just mostly the bottom jaw doing the work, right? And putting the pivot in the right place, that's important, and that's mark of the character rigger who thinks about animation, right? Same with eye. If you watched my last video, I put the pivot on the bottom. Well, maybe that's personal preference, but I like to squash and stretch on the bottom like this instead of like in the center. Because usually when you're like closing your eyes, most of the time your top lid is doing most of the work, and your bottom lid kind of comes up afterwards. But so things like that you should keep in mind. Okay. So, and the rest is you just apply cutter and color over eye. We learned from our last video. So let's do that really quick. And instead of going to the module to get all that stuff, I have them all here. Yep. Cutter. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I want it like that. Yeah, just for the convenience sake. So teeth, bottom teeth, and tongue, I just put it all in the one composite. And for the lips, and so all these 3 will get cut by inside mouth color, just like so. And there we have it. Now, what is the problem going here? Yeah, that's just bottom teeth showing up a little bit, so I'm just gonna move that down. Oops. Yeah, I'm just gonna move that down a bit. I'm thinking maybe this isn't the best arrangement of the drawing layers, because maybe you want the you want that to be on the bottom, so that when you're drawing teeth or tongue, you can actually see. Because there's a button called Preview Line and Color Art, and if you hit that, it will show all the different like art layers, but only the ones that are on the bottom, or top, bottom. I'm getting all mixed up. But anyways, let's move on. So yeah, here we have it. Beautiful, eh? So let's double check if we're not getting that stupid. So you do get like a slight gap here, but it's not very noticeable because you're not dealing with like black and white edges. But you should know that there is that slight gap. So if you ever want to fix it, then you have to go and apply that matte resize. You know what? Let's just do it. 0.2 maybe for this one. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Is there anything else? Let's create a peg. Let's Control P. I'm just gonna hook all these guys up and name it mouth. And put it in here. Okay, so if you hit B to parent up, boop, boop, boop. So that's what's happening. Yeah, so that's the basic of it. Here we go. And I think when it comes to building a character, eyes are probably the most complicated part, and mouth too, only because I chosen to go this route. Yeah. One last thing, when you're building a character, you don't want to use Animate. You don't want to use that button to move or displace any drawings, because that is for the animators. So when you're building your rigger and whatever you want to move the teeth to the down a bit, like, then you should always go to the drawing mode and do that, because you want that timeline to be clean, because you're not animating. So when the animator brings in the fresh model, then it's free of all the stupid animation that, and yeah, just give them, lets the animator know exactly what's what, instead of suddenly like a mouse shape is. You want everything to be default. That's what I'm saying. So if animator were to animate and then it's like, oh, like I kind of messed it up, like I want to go back to the default, which is you hit R and then that's what the default will be. But if the rigger kind of like mess with the animation tools, and then it's like, oh hey, this is the default. But then like once the animator like start animating and stuff, it's like, oh, I want to go back to the default, and then like it kind of cuts back to this, and it's like, what just happened? Like, I thought this was default. And you get into some weird issues like that. So that's it for today. That's it for this video. As always, thank you for watching, and feel free to comment, leave questions and comment. Next time I want to actually focus more on building a character from ground up. This was more of an advanced technique, but the other video I want to approach it more from beginner's perspective. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.